Bite-Size Thursday, or whatever day you are listening to us. We got Jake, we got Jared, we got Dickey here, and we are chugging along through Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Not the movie.
Not the movie.
Yet.
The show. And
but the animated show.
And so if you're watching us, if you're keeping up to date with us, then unfortunately you know what episode is next. If you haven't been, then the next episode, or the one we're watching today is, well, we're watching The Great Divide. We're watching one of the well-known, probably the best-known episode that is the worst. I think it's
the most common, infamous. The most episode. How do we say
that's what I'm trying to like. It's
most commonly hated episode.
It's pretty,
for as much as you can hate this, because no one hates. No, people who like the show don't hate any of the episodes. But it's like this is the one everyone when they get to. It's like I kind of want to just skip.
Yeah.
Because at least some of these other ones we've called a filler.
So I know we
filler. This one I remember being
because last week we just talked about Jet, and that seems like a filler episode, but there was still character development along the way. Like they still
remember there being any in this.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get around to. Like, is there?
And at least Jet shows up again in the show, so it set up something. I don't remember this having anything to do with anything other than one joke in the clip show.
Yeah, that's
a pretty great joke.
I really do like that
show.
Clip show. That was pretty fantastic. But yeah, so is there anything else you guys want to say about this episode before we watch it?
Get it over with.
Just get it over with. All right, we're going to
take a bite.
This is Greg.
And ladies and gentlemen, we just watched The Great Divide. We are doing the Lord's work. We are watching this for you so you don't have to.
Yeah, you're still gonna have to watch it.
If you want to watch it, yeah, it's gonna. So it's not good. It isn't.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's not bad for a bad episode of this show is better than most good episodes of other shows.
I would rather watch this than.
That's a good question.
We wish you a Turtle Christmas again.
I think I would rather.
Radger?
Isn't that the American Dad guy?
Radger.
I would rather watch this than
Big Mouth.
Yeah,
that's a good question. Probably all of Big Mouth except for season 1, because I do genuinely enjoy the first season. It was entertaining, but after the shtick got old.
Rick and Morty.
That's a good question. I think some episodes I'd rather watch this, especially after what came out about Justin Roiland.
Rick and Morty retroactively bad? Did they ruin it that bad that the first era of it's bad?
That's
too?
A whole other conversation. I don't know if I'm ready to get into Rick and Morty.
Can of beans.
Yeah, but back to Great Divide. It's not good, but it's like you said, it's better than
it's an episode of Avatar.
Yeah. But so another thing where to start with. You mentioned it before we watched the episode that this is based off of one joke, or no, based off the clip show. But
no. The joke is based off of this.
Yes. Thank you. This is based off of one tiny little bitty idea of a conflict, and that's the whole dang episode.
Which could be more interesting when it's these two different tribes, towns, whatever, don't get along because of a long-standing feud. That can be interesting.
Absolutely.
And their backstories are fine. It's nothing great. It's just they both have their own version, and then Aang just lies to get out of it.
So what are the morals about that? That seems pretty ethically up in the air to me.
For the greater good. Some people just want to watch the world burn for the greater good.
For the greater good of getting back into.
I have a funny story about that though.
Watching the world burn?
No. Watching this episode, which is kind of.
I thought you were gonna say I thought you were gonna say Hot Fuzz because it was watching for the greater good. What's your story?
So, when I was young, when I was watching this, I was so emotionally checked out by the end of it. I didn't understand that he lied until I rewatched it in 2020. I thought that it was real. Like, my brain heard that, and it, like, validated it, and I ignored
like, sure.
the last 2 minutes of the episode.
It's like
It's so confusing, though, because he strips us. Oh, I made it up.
Oh, I know. It doesn't. I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and we mentioned this or I think Jared mentioned this while we were watching. It's like, what was the point?
Yeah.
What was the point? Like, I legitimately cannot think of any benefit to watching this.
Yeah.
It took up the 8 o'clock time slot.
There you go. Because we don't develop anything. Nothing's important. If you skip over it, you don't miss anything. It's not even that exciting either.
No.
Like the one big fight at the end was fine. Them riding those things is making me laugh.
Yeah.
It's kind of goofy. But whatever.
I will say, I want to bring up something that you brought up while we were watching it again. You said, like, it would be more interesting if there was something like chasing them or something after them.
Said that.
Well,
I don't remember
to
you
get
saying
into.
I don't remember saying that.
To get into the Great Divide, to get into the canyon.
Oh,
That was-
if there was a reason, if there was a reason why one of the tribes just couldn't wait there another day.
Yes, and I think that would have at least. It would have put a little more of a.
Instead of it being a conflict of we both have reasons to go, it becomes we just don't want to wait.
Yeah,
It's
which
like
is
that's
like,
it.
That's.
Anyway, Jake brought up something more interesting, which is like why did they have Katara and Sokka go with the group?
Yeah, I know. I'm glad you mentioned that.
That would have been way more interesting to watch them try to work through those issues like that, and it would have been character building,
It would have.
and it would have been less lazy.
Yeah, we're looking at you, DiMartino, and
Whoever, I'm going to say Dave Filoni, even though I know he didn't.
he didn't work on this episode, but
Yeah, but also like the whole point this episode sets up is okay, you each go with the tribe that's on your side. That's what we set up in the first scene is them not getting along over nothing. So then they go with the tribe that aligns with how they think. So that's supposed to somehow come back to how do they make up if they're now being reinforced by people with similar ideals, and instead they get over it in one exchange.
it was just like
that's because the whole thing boils down to Sokka. I only went with him because they fed me.
Which is funny.
retweet
but
Sokka. Me too, buddy. Me too.
Maybe don't tweet that specifically. That's a different thing. But it's just, it comes down to they both go, I'm sorry. He go, yeah, they just fed me. And I go, that's it?
That's all. And that's
There's nothing happens.
And let's not forget what a man would do for egg custard.
Oh, absolutely. You would lie. You would lie to two warring tribes just for some custard.
I still think it's funny. My brain was so checked out by this episode at the end. I just completely ignored the part where he's like, "Oh yeah, I lied.
I just made that all up.
I didn't even know until like 2020."
That's so funny. I'm trying to look for anything because I try to see the positive things. I truly do.
You? No.
And I don't see any in this. There's none. There's
The
there's
Earthbender
nada.
guy didn't even offer anything.
No.
No.
He's talking to
was
him like he didn't
weird.
even understand that he was the Avatar.
It was so weird. Like what?
You would think that these people would see this kid with these arrows on his head, which they go to great lengths to hide in other episodes, and go, "Oh, I know what that is." But no, just whatever. Just kind of, yeah, whatever.
It was funny when he said, like, the nasty words were doing the actions. And then I think I said, okay, well, let's fight. And then they're like, yep, let's do it. Let's fight.
All right.
Okay, I'm like, you kind of set yourself up to fail with that one.
You know, I actually will say, I can think of one positive. I thought it was a very cool shot. Once again, I love playing with foreground and background, where you had his eye in, like, the very far sliver of the screen, and then in the background you saw all, like, the crawlers coming from him. I thought that was kind of cool. I liked the way that looked. But that's all I got.
I remember seeing it as a kid. It was on a lot. Again, what we said the last couple weeks of,
I think
they show the ones that aren't as connected.
Yeah, I think that they are specifically contracted to create a certain number of them that are not as connected so that they can rerun them. I'm starting to believe that more and more.
I think
That
you're
makes
right.
sense to me. That really does.
Because that one, I remember seeing it and not really having a reaction. Not that I remember not having a like or dislike feeling. Just it ended and it gets to Aang's whole, oh, I made it up. I don't even think I laughed. I just was kind of sitting there with my eyes open like you do when you're a kid watching. Just
Okay.
it's like, okay.
When's the next episode?
Yeah, it's like, when's the next one? Is the next one? What actually? Speaking of the next one, what is the next episode?
Oh, it's one of the best episodes of the season.
Woo!
There you go.
It's
Lowest lows, highest highs.
There you go.
Yeah, it's the storm.
Yeah.
Best episode of the season. Maybe
One
of the
of
best
them.
episodes of the
So,
series.
That's there's a lot of them though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Right,
hard to
that's
rank and
there's
show this.
It's if you take out the last couple weeks of what we've watched, it's also hard to get like a top 10 like worst episodes because there's only like a couple that we would put as like the worst of the show, and they're even not bad episodes over. You know what I'm trying to say?
It
Like,
would force us to. We should do that. We should do it at
Just-
the end of this. We should rank them all.
All of
rank
them?
them all. How about
Dear God.
No.
How would that even happen?
60 things to rank. Maybe not rank them. Maybe do like a top 5, bottom 5.
I think that would be
Something simple for each of us.
well,
So we don't all have to agree. It's just here are my 5 favorites, and here are the 5 I don't like as much.
I think the Great Divide is hitting the lowest
Yep.
one for all of us. Honestly, like it's.
I'm gonna say the Ember Island players
Why? It's a great episode.
because it will upset you.
Just stay spicy. I like it. Well, I mean, can you guys think of anything
No.
else you want to discuss about? No.
Let's just get to the.
Just play the outro music.
Let's just get
play
to the
outro
storm.
music. Let's get to it. Okay, so Jared, if you guys like listening to us, if like following us, you want to stay up to date with what we got going on, where can they follow us?
You could follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the funny TikTok. You could listen to us on Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and hey, if it's YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, ring our bell. Please leave ratings on all those. Comment if you like, and check out our website.
Absolutely. So thank you for listening to today's episode. Like we said before, we'll say it again. Stay up to date. Keep watching along with this show as we watch it too. So next week, like we said,
Watch
we got
the storm.
Storm. It's a great episode. We're going to have some great conversations. Stay tuned for that. Awesome conversation. So from all of us here at Alex Dickey, thank you for listening. And on every Thursday, or whenever you want to watch us, watch Avatar.
Take a bite.